got the essentials. Wine, with the netting still on. Life water. And Topo Chico. That's about 3 days old. Still has a little fit to it. And this fancy little cup with wine in it. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about tonight is going to take a lot of vulnerability on my behalf, and I'm just going to do it. Scott Shipley may not want to watch this. It has nothing to do with you, but it could be uncomfortable for you. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. I want to talk about dating for a second, and I specifically want to talk about dating applications via cellular telling device. Okay, on it, what is it? Hinge. I don't get the name, but I have a group of friends and they say, like, if you meet someone, they're like, you gotta huddle. Like, I don't think it goes together. If it goes together, they sure didn't explain that to me. So if you ever meet someone, please refer to it as a huddle. But I feel like a huddle is more than one person, so what kind of app am I on? Anyway, okay, so here's the deal. Like, even if it's not like a dating app, like whenever you meet someone or however you meet someone, like me personally, I just want to talk about this because I don't know if I'm the only human that is like this, or if all women are like this, or if some men are like this. I'm not sure. I've only met one person in real life that was a stranger to me off of said phone mingle. Really cool person, but let's talk about that. If you know anything about me, I'm not saying yes to anything like that. I'm not going on dates. I'm not even sure why I downloaded the app. Actually, I do, because as it's been a year since me and Scott have been completely separated, I feel like I did a lot of growing in that year. So if we're personal friends, you know that. And I've done a lot of, prayer and growth in my faith with Christ and stuff as well, on top of my own mental struggles and insecurities. So I knew it was time for me to start thinking about dating, and I didn't know what that looked like for me. So first off, I'm like, I need to know, what do men look like in my age realm? I need to know what my expectations need to be. Like, I knew what my desires were and like what I pray for in terms of like, God, please reveal, because I didn't even know. Like, all I have to compare to is, my marriage, which I have to know that if Scott and I get along really well, or even I would probably consider him a friend. I wouldn't say probably. He's my friend, and we co-parent really well. That's beside the point. So, I don't know. I don't know what I like and don't like. I just know I'm always hungry. I'm so dumb. Anyways, so like, I'm just like, cool. Like, I'm looking, I'm Xing, I'm liking, I'm whatever in, and I'm scrolling. I'm going to be real. It's not looking good for me when Larry is 36 and looks 400. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. How is this? This is not going to happen. And then just things like that. I'm just like, okay, so is there potential for like, I just need to see. I need to see who is in the swimming pool and who do I get to grab onto? And of course, I wouldn't say I was super intentional with who I was liking and not liking. I was definitely intentional on who I was not liking. Just because I didn't desire that person, maybe they're funny, I don't know. Which needs to be number one for me. You need to make me laugh and love Jesus. Maybe vice versa. Well, I'm not gonna like you unless you make me laugh, period. So make me laugh, love Jesus, and be attractive and taller than me. Really? 3 expectations. That's what I'm going in with, right? And then, y'all, I'm super authentic and real and honest. I don't lie about anything. I am upfront, honest. I don't know how to tell even like the smallest. Like, people tell me all the time, Maddie, we don't have to guess how you feel. You're going to either show it all over your face or you're going to tell us. And that's very true. I'm going to tell you. If there's something I like about you, I'm going to tell you. If there's something I don't like that makes me feel a little, I'm going to tell you. So dating is going to be very hard for me, not because I mean it from a place of like, I find out that like, if I were going to say things like that, I hate that I say like so much. But this is what happens. ADHD kicks in. I go all over the place, just like last time. We pause. I get back to it. We're going to take an intermission for a dance break. What was I talking about? Okay, so I tell people a lot of things up front. Honestly, there's like a dating game, I guess. There's what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. First off, I don't know what those things are. So if I like you, I'm going to tell you I like you. If I appreciate you, I'm going to tell you I appreciate you. I don't care if that's in the first 4 minutes of knowing you or the first 45 days of knowing you. Okay? So when people are like, or maybe I withdraw too quickly because I'm not feeling it. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. There's nothing that's going to make me grow into that because I'm so intuitive. I'm an emotional person, not necessarily like crazy psycho cry emotional, but I build off of the emotions of which I feel internally. And I feel like I wouldn't be authentic if I dismissed that. And if I don't say anything, then that's dismissing who I am. And I feel like that is a no-no when you're dating. I think that's the thing, right? You're not allowed to do that. And I find it so bizarre that you can't be real with people. I don't want that at all. I'm not going to play a game of, or like keep things exciting. I understand keep things exciting, and I'm not trying to like be married in a second. I'm not trying to hurt someone's feelings the next, but I feel like if there's a mutual understanding, then you can talk about that. Or if there's something that you're like not really feeling, then you can talk about that. If you're intentionally dating, like going on a date with intention, like I'm never going to go on a date with someone that doesn't make me feel like they're intentionally dating, if you will. And I say that, and I actually didn't even think of it that way until I went on my one and only hinge, huddle, date, whatever. And I had a great time. The person is really awesome. I'm going to save names for the sake of their identity. A handful of you probably know the name of said person. That's fine. We're not going to talk about it. But great time. Talk to me a lot. Well, not a lot because I don't like absent and I don't like clingy. So that's the thing. Like, you talk to me too much, I'm like, you got to go. See you on the flip side. But if you're absent, then there's a giant hole in one of these armpits here. So don't judge me. This is just my overlay thin thing so that I'm not half naked because I'm wearing a crop top. And I almost said fishing shirt, but I definitely don't fish. So intermission, dance time. Anyway, so I had a good time on this date, and he was talking about absent. Don't be absent. Don't just like disappear and like not say anything. If I have a question or if you have a problem, like I'm a communicator. If you're gonna say something, even anyone, okay, friends, if you're gonna tell me you're doing something, my expectation is that you're gonna do it. And I have a hard time with that because I feel like it's a lie, and that's starting off on the wrong. And I'm being nice, and I'm not overbearing. I don't think. Okay, well, let's take it back a notch. I can definitely be overbearing, but I'm not like I'm gonna hit you up 16 times a day person. And then I feel like they bait you, right? Yeah, and then then you don't get responded to, and then you're like, okay, well, but now it's a game. It's a game. And then it's like nothing. And it's like you live in a different world. It's almost like, holy moly, this is happening all in, seriously, after one time hanging out with someone? And I don't understand that. And some people are probably like, girl, you gotta slow your roll. I'm not slowing nothing, because that takes away my authenticity. I'm not gonna not say kind things to people. It's not like I'm trying to fall in love in 2 days, okay? That's not who I am. I love excitement. I love the thrill of things, but I never want to question if I'm valued or valuable to the other human being. If I'm spending time with you, or if you're spending time with me, I'm going to assume, or if you're making an effort, or if you're going to say you want to do this, or say you want to do that, then, or whatever it may be, you just have to say, or maybe you have like 14 other huddles going on, okay? I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But this is what you have to do, I feel like, when you're dating, and nobody does this. This is what I would do, be like, listen, man, I'm so glad I met you, but I done met like 7 other people, and you're the last on the totem pole. I really like about 3 of these 7. I would never do this, because I can't. That's too much. I got 16 likes in my bucket right now, and I don't know what to do with it. I can't even respond to them. But I feel like that's just something you award the respect of a conversation, like, hey, you're super rad. I had a lot of fun with you, and I meant every single thing I said to you, but I just have a deeper connection with huddle 3 and 7. And you're number 8, unfortunately, and I only hung out with you one time. Versus being absent, like, that's a red flag to me. But then it's like, I think they do this, like they bait you to like stick around. Like, you make me want to wonder, like, absolutely not. No one's gonna make me feel bad about myself, because I'm awesome, and I'm funny, and I'm rad, and I'm outgoing, and I'm so thoughtful, and so caring, and giving, and present, to even think about putting up with that. But to me, it's also like, I just want to know, like, tell me what did I could probably tell you exactly what it was, because I'm a caller outer. And a pattern repeated itself, and I said, hey, do you always say you're gonna do things, then not do them? Just curious. And I really am just curious, but if you're reading that through a text message, you can definitely think that it's not kind. And that's all she wrote, baby, you know? And there was that. Which I should have just paid attention to that pattern anyway. But nobody does. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to date people. I just know how to be awesome and be fun. I don't want to think about the logistics, but I don't want to be forgotten about. Like, don't forget that I'm a human being that invested her time. Let's talk about how smooth or rolling this homie was. Y'all, first off, how did I give my number out? I do not know. I gave my number out twice, actually. Just gave my number out again. It's number 2. He's actually really nice, but lives in Dallas, so I don't know. Anyways, but I don't have anything negative to say about him yet. I'm kidding. I don't even have a negative view on this. I just don't understand. And then, is it acceptable for me to be who I am? I'm not changing that about me. Like, I'm going to be upfront. I'm going to be direct and be like, I don't really like this. I don't really like how that made me feel. I'm going to tell you that in the very beginning. Why? So I can set you up for failure later? If I talk about the things that bother me now, that is way better for you or whoever I date. Because if I don't, Scott, if you continue to watch this, what happens if I let it boil in? Holy moly. I'm derailing, and I'm derailing fast. It's not good, right? So I'd rather just talk about the uncomfortable things real quick. I'll have an uncomfortable conversation all day. But if you don't allow that for me, then I'm like, okay, I'm about to get rowdy in the ring. It's about to happen. So I do that, and I want to know, is that acceptable? I feel like there's no other way for me to authentically provide who I am to other humans, men, if I'm not like that. Because then I feel like it's a facade, and I don't ever want to do that. I want to be real and raw, but I'm not dating to get a free meal and a cocktail, right? And I'm not sleeping around with anyone ever. So that's not what it's about. Like, I'm just like, want to meet people I want to spend my time with. So I'm going to be intentional from the go. And even my friends are like, you need to do this or then I can't. I tried, y'all. I can't do it. Like, I'm trying to be like, I cannot play the game. Do men like girls that don't play the game? I'm not overly attached. I'm not texting 24/7. I think today was like 2 days, and then I don't want to talk about it because it's really embarrassing. Maybe we'll talk about it if you guys remember this part, I'll tell you, but I'm not going to talk about it on television, camera, because I'm not over it yet. It's not laughable for me, but it'll probably be the number one most embarrassing situations of my life, and it's hilarious, but man, y'all, I wanted to crumble and die on the floor for a second. I was like, oh, how can you just rewind, swallow just what happened and move on with your day? I'm so red right now. But yeah, I'm not playing the game. I'm not playing it. But let's talk about how smooth this guy was. So I give him my number. I'm like, yeah, you can call me. He calls me. I have Sailor. Like, I'm not trying to call a dude with Sailor. Sailor leaves. So I get a voice. He called me, and I really liked that. I was like, yeah, well, he's 44. Let's talk about that. You're 44 years old. I thought, but here's the deal. Things started putting two and two together because he must be certain. Guys, if you're having trouble, maybe he will watch this and come up with something to help you get to lasso the woman. I don't want to say that because he loves the Lord. I'm not saying that he's like a crappy human. I don't think he's a crappy human. I still think that he's a wonderful person. I just don't understand the game. Like, really cool guy. Could be friends with him. But anyway, so he accidentally FaceTimed me while I was talking to him. I was like, and I'm not in good shape visually at this point. Well, I don't really care about that either, but you know, I'm like, oh, this guy's smoking hot. Like, you don't need to see me after crimping my hair with my 4-year-old that does not look good. And so I looked like I put my finger in the socket. I mean, it was not good. So he was like, oh yeah, my bad. And I was like, oh yeah, I was about to say, whew. And he was like, yeah, you're not bold enough or brave enough or whatever. He was like, and I was like, I'll FaceTime you. I don't care. So I FaceTime him, we're chatting. And then he's like, what do you wear? Like, what kind of clothes is like a casual wear for you? You know what, just let's go, take me to your clothes. He picked out my outfit and I went out with him that night. Like, he set me up for that. And I'm like, hold on a minute here. You planned that. He was like, no, I mean, you set me up for it. I'm like, yeah. And now I look back on it and I'm like, that guy is good. Like, really good. And he's so cool and so nice and witty and fun. But why are we still playing games? Maybe it's not a game. I don't know. Just, what about a conversation? I guess no one's awarded that right anymore. I'm like, I guess I do. I mean, I get it, but, and it wouldn't be a big deal had I not like seen him in the flesh and like hung out with him and had a really good time. And then, you know, exchange of words of like affirmation, if you will, and just kindness and like talking about our faith and, you know, different things and like what we liked about each other, or like maybe even like different struggles for me anyway. I didn't ask him a lot of questions and I wanted to do that. I didn't get the opportunity, but I mean, I know I only hung out with him one time, guys. I'm not like crying in my pillow at night because of it. I just don't get it. Like, I get confused. And I think that's what this is about more, is that like, how is dating supposed to work? Is this a thing? Is this what we do? because I don't know how to do that. And I'm definitely not going to learn because, like I said, it feels so unnatural to me to not be able to be like, hey, do you always say you're going to do things and not do them? I would say that's probably the only negative thing I said. I never went above and beyond with over affirmation or anything. Or, you know, I wasn't like, good morning, good night, hello, how's your day? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't do any of those things. In fact, I don't think that I reached out first many times. I don't know. I don't get it. Is this how this goes? Guys, do you want a girl that's hard to get? Because if I'm hard to get, if I'm playing like a hard to get, then I'm not a get. That means I'm like, but I'm not going to go out with you and not tell you, hey, I'm just not interested. And I get that that could hurt someone's feelings, but being absent or ghosting, if you will, oh, I don't understand. Is it because everybody lives in a virtual life? Like, it seems like you can do that? Like, do we forget that people on the other side of screens and phones are actual real humans? But I will always respect that. Like, if I met someone, went out with them, and they were nice, right? It would be one thing if they were like blowing me up. And eventually maybe I would ghost, if you will, because maybe I would be a little scared. But that wasn't the case. I think if you have a date and when you're 44, then you can say, hey, you're nice, I had a great time, but there's just something that's not putting the pieces together for me right now, or I actually have gone on a couple dates with it. I mean, I just feel like honesty is so important, and no one does that. I don't think. This, like I said, on this Hinger, only one date. So I'm going to be interested to see if A, if I'll ever meet another person. B, I'm just going to be really hard to date, I think. And I'm already such a hard catch. Like, it's not easy. Like, I think yeah, it's not easy. I just don't like people that you just become absent. It's not okay to do that. I would never do that to someone that I valued as a person, for sure. And if I spend time with you outside of conversations with my thumbs, I value you. It's almost like I already, because I just love people. And people don't love, I just love people. And I want people to not have their feelings hurt. And I want people to like be okay and feel okay. But we got a game, dude. And I'm in the middle of it. What are those things called? Figure, what are they called? I'm the thimble. What is that game? Monopoly, the thimble? No, what is it? I'm a gingerbread man. I'd like to go with, I'm the blue one. Is there a blue one? I don't get it. Dating is so weird. Well, I've only been on one date, but it's so weird. And the things, also, you get these messages. I'm like, you're up front. Did you read my profile? No, you didn't read it. You didn't read it at all. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Random hookups. I'll brag to you about my friends if you make me laugh a lot and you love Jesus. That does not mean I want to come over to your house and watch television for the first time ever in the very first message you send me. I don't think dating applications are for me. They can be kind of funny though. I laugh a little bit. I know people that have met people and it's like an incredible experience for them. I don't know. I'll just say my first and maybe only time I met someone off of the dating app went amazing and then not so amazing. Still can't believe what happened today. Rowdy. But the Lord works in mysterious ways and everything happens if I just give it to God. I'm just praying about it, so that I can be revealed with where I'm supposed to go. I know what I want from my next relationship, to date with intention of having a husband. one day, and actually said date, talked about that too, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't want to date people just to date people, so I guess you're right. Like, I will date with intention. And here's one thing that I just want to share with y'all that is a super must for me. One, you have to be a Christian and love the Lord. But two, like, if we're in HEB and just a cool song comes on that has a little bit of a beat, we're going to dance to it. And I want to just have that vision where like no one else is in the whole grocery store and we're just like grooving together, like me and you, baby, taking on the world. Hey, I'm down for it. I don't know. Dating's weird. And that's my Hinge experience so far. Dating apps, I guess I'm psycho. Stage 5 clinger, I wouldn't consider myself that, but that's how I feel. I'm like, I'm not a stage 5 clinger. Am I a stage 5 clinger? I'm not, I'm just not. I don't know. It's wild. But hey, hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Continue loving people no matter what. That's what we're called to do. I'm not mad at him. I still have much love for him. Really cool guy. I hope that one day I can just high-five him and be like, hey, remember that time? And it'd be good, because I hold no animosity. I just think it was my first experience, and like, can we please just stop playing the game? So if you are on Hinge and I pop in your realm of you want to like me and I like you back, hey, don't be playing games. I don't like it. It makes me feel weird, and I don't like to feel weird. I think that's it. I think that's all I have. I didn't even drink any of this. Didn't even need it. Y'all got to see my holy armpit. Hinge and dating. So, I mean, now that you know that I'm dating, that does not give you the free space to hop up in my DMs. Okay? Social media fam. Okay? If you know me, if you're on my Facebook, I probably don't want to date you. Not because I don't know, maybe I want to date you. There's 2 people on there I would date for sure. I think one knows exactly who he is. Because it's my first date. I'm just kidding. Anyways, this is getting really awkward for me. I wonder how much my friends are laughing right now, or feeling sorry for me, or saying, why on earth would you ever post that? Because I'm Maddie Shipley, and I do not care. Hope you laugh with me, support me. I love you. I think each and every single one of you are amazing human beings. Keep doing things. Just, shower this whole world with your brightness and your smile. You're deserving. And I cannot wait to connect with you guys again. Hopefully it won't be about this. Maybe it'll be about something cool where it'll cover this up and be like, hey, guess what? If I get a follow-up or something from it, maybe I'll pop on and talk about it. I don't think that's going to happen. So, see ya.